Like, I'm being so serious. I watched it once and then I went on the ride in Disney World, which was called Snow White's Scary Adventures. There's a big focus on her love story with a guy who literally stalks her.
Yeah.
Weird. Andrew Burnap, great dude.
So there is a new twist to Disney's latest scandal, involves the shocking decision to kick Rachael Ziegler to the curb as Snow White. The uproar from fans about her controversial comments in multiple interviews forced Disney's hands, and rumor has it that industry experts are already predicting a major box office flop for the movie. But hold your breath, because it seems Rachael is not taking the fall alone, because she's on a mission to take someone down with her, and the unlucky victim 33 appears to be none other than Andrew Burnap. Looks like it's shaping up to be a classic case of I go down, you go down. Buckle up, folks. This gossip train is just getting started. So y'all know Disney announced that the remake of Snow White was billed to hit the screens in the middle of 2023. Rachael Ziegler was set to play the role of Snow White in the remake, and fans had high expectations for the movie because the movie is over 90 years old and still ranks as a Disney classic. But as they say, the higher your expectations, the harder you'll fall, and this was the case for Disney fans because some information about the remake leaked. And let's just say that it has been a downward spiral from there. The first information that leaked was that the 7 dwarfs would not be in the remake, and they would be replaced by people of average height. Snow White fans were struggling to believe this because the dwarves were a key part of the movie. Lots of fans keep scratching their heads asking, how do you make a remake of Snow White without the 7 dwarfs? While Disney fans were wondering how the remake would be without the 7 dwarves, they got hit by another shocker. Rachael appeared in an interview where she talked about the Snow White remake and how she was not satisfied with the original Snow White storyline, saying that she did not like the way Snow White and Prince Charming were portrayed and Snow White needed more powers. This comment got Disney fans worried about how Rachael would interpret the role because they saw her comments as radical and disrespecting the classic. Lots of fans believed that changing the storyline already defeats the purpose of a remake, and they hoped Rachael's opinions were just hers, and that Disney wasn't going to change the storyline. Rachael also wanted to make Snow White a strong and independent woman, who was not defined by her relationship with Prince Charming. However, much was not said about Prince Charming because new acts would be introduced into the movie. She has also hinted that Andrew Burnap would be playing the newly introduced act Jonathan, and she revealed that Jonathan may be given a more villainous role in the new movie. By the way, Andrew Burnap revealed that he auditioned before he could get the role. He said, "That was something that I did the old-fashioned way. I auditioned for it and they said they liked me, so that was quite an easy yes." I think being a part of something as grand and iconic and beloved as Snow White is another dream come true. I get to play a whole new character, which is so fun, and working with Rachael and Gal was an absolute dream. And Mark Webb, our director, is such a great guy and has such a clear vision for this beloved fairy tale. He continued, "It's a new story in the sense that it's no longer a princess waiting to be saved by a prince, but a princess waiting to be saved by herself and finding her voice, her strength, and her courage, and actually, in the end, saving everyone around her." So I just had an absolute blast working on that. And I think Rachael is truly a once-in-a-generation talent, and I hope people will be as moved by what she did as I was. Fans were finding it hard to believe the news because what is a Snow White movie without Prince Charming? Rachael wasn't done talking, as she said that they were changing the story from focusing on her love story with a guy who literally stalks her to Snow White being independent. Rachael calling Prince Charming a stalker caused a bit of outrage on social media, while some fans believe the remake needed to be adjusted to the current realities of the world, while some other fans believe Disney should keep to the original storyline or scrap the whole remake thing and make a new movie. It looks like Rachael is not so good at keeping her mouth closed because she appeared in another interview where she revealed in an interview that she only watched Snow White once.
I was scared of the original cartoon. I think I watched it once and then I never picked it up again. Like, I'm being so serious. I watched it once and then I went on the ride in Disney World, which was called Snow White's Scary Adventures. Doesn't sound like something a little kid would like. Was terrified of it. Never revisited Snow White again. So I watched it for the first time in probably 16, 17 years. when I was doing this film.
And the name sounded terrifying to her, and she never watched it again. Her comments in this interview sparked an outrage on social media, with lots of fans calling for her to be axed from the role. Fans were left wondering why Disney decided to continue with Rachael after all she had gotten was to demarket the movie at any chance she got, and Disney could have picked any one of the thousands of actresses who actually liked and respected the character. The interview caused a lot of stir, which did not only stay on social media because TV presenter Tomi Lahren also gave her opinion on the remake, and Rachel's in an interview with Piers Morgan, where she talked about how distasteful those changes were.
He wants to make more woke films that tank at the box office. They are more than welcome to do that, but maybe think of an original idea. Maybe not destroy a classic from my childhood and put an actress in there that not only hates the plot and the storyline of the movie she's in, but also seemingly hates Snow White, the character herself.
If you thought Rachael was done thrash-talking Snow White, then you are wrong, because she hit the provocative button on fans when she should be compensated for wearing her dress, which she has dubbed a dress surge charge. Fans had enough of her, calls for her to be drop-changed, and fans picked up calls for her to be canceled. Rachael was not expecting the outrage the dress charge comment got, so she decided to do some damage control by posting a throwback photo of herself dressed in princess costumes, including one of her dressed as Snow White. However, fans felt like her caption was way too rude for a Disney princess because she said, "Extremely appreciative of the love I feel from those defending me online, but please don't tag me in the nonsensical discourse about my casting. I really, truly do not want to see it. So I leave you with these photos. I hope every child knows they can be a princess no matter what." Y'all know the saying, you F around and you find out? Well, Rachael found out the hard way because industry experts predicted that the remake of Snow White was gonna flop at the box office. The prediction did not come as a surprise because fans already vowed to boycott the movie if Rachael was not dropped or the storyline was changed. Inside sources revealed that Disney executives were weighing whether or not to keep Rachael in the sequel. Insiders say the company is waiting for the public's reaction to the trailer before making any decisions about the cast. If fans are outraged, Disney has a backup plan and will drop Rachael from the project immediately. Well, it looked like they would not be dropping the trailer anytime soon because our sources at Disney HQ just revealed that Disney just canceled the Snow White movie, and the board called for a reshoot of the movie, and there was a notable change. Rachael Ziegler has been dropped from the role of Snow White. So the news came from Disney HQ that Disney couldn't risk a poor box office outing, so they dropped Rachael and she would be replaced by Jenna Ortega. And shooting was starting soon. This news got lots of fans pumped, and most believe she got what she deserved for thrash-talking a classic that made lots of people's childhood. Well, it seems the whole drama surrounding Snow White may not be coming to an end soon because Rachael Ziegler has made it her mission to take someone down with her, and the person is Andrew Burnap. Inside sources revealed that Rachael is determined to prevent Andrew from getting his big break and appearing in the remake of Snow White. Rachael believes she and Andrew were the lead roles in the movies and could have chipped in a voice while the controversy about her getting fired was on. She felt Andrew could have lent a helping hand to her, possibly come out to say something to keep the news off her, but he chooses to be silent. Sources revealed that Andrew Burnap was playing Jonathan May lose his role in the movie because inside sources at Disney are reporting that the remake may go back to the original storyline, which means Disney is bringing back Prince Charming and killing the character Jonathan. These live-action remakes are just awful. Hats off to anyone who made it past Beauty and the Beast. I love Emma, but hard pass on these. So I have to wonder, with these updated adaptations of classic Disney characters, does this mean PPL wanting to act as them at the parks can argue that they don't need a small waistline, saying this for the princess mostly? And ever since Rachael Ziegler got canceled, everyone started waking up. A few years from now, things will be back to the way they were a decade ago. So do you think Rachael Ziegler is really trying to get Andrew Burnap canceled because she lost her role as Snow White? Or do you think Andrew has lost his role as Jonathan because of the reshoot? Let me know what you think in the comments, then check out the next video.